Hi, Ray Hayden here, and this video, I'm not wearing my microphone for my safety on here. I'm going to be digging around in my tractor a little bit and showing you a couple of things. And this is like really for a couple of people that asked me about it, like, gee, Ray, what in the world did you do to your tractor? And we're talking about that in this video because the tractor is about to go to the shop for, you know, basically service, all over service, lubricate everything, check everything out, change the oil, check the transmission fluid, change if necessary, inspect it entirely for any damage I could have done to this thing. And I know I did some damage because we're going to get something replaced. Here's the Kubota right here. All right, now this is the L3901. There's a number back over here underneath this arm. It says L3901. It's Kubota L3901. This is two up from the tractor we were looking at. I think it was a 2501. We went with this one here because we said, you know what? Something's going to happen. We're going to need more horsepower. We're just going to want to do it. So we went ahead and went with this. My wife, Misdemeanor, and I decided to go with this particular tractor, right? It's got the front end loader on it. It came with the, that's a brush hog mower. And the reason why it's a brush hog mower is because it's a 60-inch mower. We'll talk about that in detail. But there's a Toro in the garage. That's a 72-inch deck on there. This is 12 inches shorter, but it's just slightly wider than the back tire. So look at the back tires here. You see the mower? The mower is just slightly wider than the back tire. So, you know, tractor's kind of got a skinny end, but we got a big back end on it there. Now, I want to talk about the mower's got a couple of things so I don't break it. Before I get in there, let me talk about this wooded area. Behind this great big beautiful tree right here, there's that wooded area over there. Now, I see back there through the trees a little bit. You see it through the trees a little bit. You see that field. You can actually see the field back there. That field goes behind that wooded area. What I'm working on is cleaning up the wooded area to make it look more like this area over here with the trees and everything else. Nice clean grass in the middle of it. And the big growth trees, the old growth trees stay. Little saplings that are coming up and everything. And all those little palm frond things that are coming up. Those are all going. The undergrowth is going. The old growth stays. And we got more than enough trees for our property here. And anything with a bird's nest. Anything with a bird's nest stays, no matter what. All right? Speaking of birds, I don't know if you can see them out there. There's two birds out there. All right? The birds are here. All right, so let's talk. Oh, by the way, we have two bald eagles flying around here. There are two bald eagle nests near our house. Within a half mile of our house, there are two bald eagle nests that are actually registered and watched after, okay? But I want to see if I can tell where these eagles are coming from because there's two of them. They've been following me around a little bit. Last couple of 2 weeks, I think I've noticed them, right? But I'm like, a bald eagle? Is that a bald eagle? No, that can't be a bald eagle. No, not only was there one, but another one showed up. And Central Florida, or Florida in general, has a good density population of bald eagles. Did not know that and had to look it up on the internet, all right? So, and it must be true. It's on the internet, right? No. So they actually show locations of where bald eagle nests are. I don't know how up to date it is, but they had two within a mile of our house. And they said last activity in one of them that's closest to our house was in 2014. It's 2019. That's 5 years ago. There's some activity going on around here, and it's probably with one of those nests, or they made a new nest, right? Anyway, so let's talk about the tractor and why it's going in. Here's a couple of safety pins. There's safety pins all over the thing here. And these pins hold things together, right? So on this side, you can see the pin while you're sitting up here in the captain's chair, right? You're sitting up there in the workhouse, in the office. You can see that pin down there, okay? You can see it. On the other side, you can't see the pin because the hydraulic line's in the way. So I didn't notice, but that pin was gone. It was gone like nobody's business. So here it is. My wife, Misdemeanor, and I went and got another pin, but all this workings right here kind of blocks my view of seeing if this pin's there or not, right? So we went and picked up some spare pins because they didn't have any spare pins for this. So we went and got those, and now we're cooking with gas, right? Or diesel. All right, so front loader works like a charm. Things been working great. This mower has done more than it ever needed to do. It's really been blowing my mind. I want to point out that orange thing on the ground right there. That's a shield. That shield went on the back of my mower. It's to protect people when things fly out the back or whatever. There's nobody around here. There's no animals that are close to it or anything. If there was, I'd stop using it, wait till the animal got out of the way, or I'd scare chase the animal a little bit and get it away for its safety, and then go back into working again. This thing here got a beating and a half. This wheel right here, as a matter of fact, is kind of loose. It's extremely loose. It won't spin around. It turns. The wheel turns, but I can really only use it backwards. You see the way it is? It's a cast ring wheel. It's a free cast ring wheel. And it will steer a little bit only when backwards. But when I try to go forwards, it basically just digs in the ground and makes a nice trench. So that's going to be fixed. So I'm going to fix the wheel, get the wheel fixed. I'm not going to put anything on the back, but I do want them to try to pull these dents out. I found a crazy way of getting the dents out by putting them over you see these palm trees back here, the two that are close together. There's actually a stump there. That's not the stump I use, but I can use a stump, lower this thing down on top of the stump, and then drive forward real quick, and it'll actually pull the dents out. I don't recommend doing that. I'm going to try to have the fine folks over at the shop fix that themselves. They had to fix that for me. There's a couple of things in here that help prevent me from damaging this thing beyond belief. One of which is a slip clutch, right? In here, you'll see this disc. There's a double disc system, and there's some springs actions in there and stuff like that. That stuff, that device right in there, that slip clutch, is supposed to, if I hit something real hard or whatever, it's supposed to take some of the hit, right? And that's only if it needs to, right? So let's go underneath this thing. Hopefully I'll be able to see stuff, right? All right, the upside down flying saucer is the stump jumper. If we hit a tree stump or something like that, this thing will take that hit, bounce up over so that we don't destroy the center nut that holds that whole thing together, right? But I want to point out these blades. Let's get this other blade over here first, right? This blade looks kind of straight. It's not straight, but it's kind of straight, but it's bent, so I got to get a new blade. Plus, it's worn out, okay? So it's worn out anyway. And part of protection, this thing here swings out of the way, okay? This pin right here, I mean, people that have these mowers know. I'm just saying for people who don't know. But this pin right here holds this thing, so if I whack something real heavy, like a cinder block or something like that, the blade will actually knock itself out of the way while it's spinning, all right? And then the centrifugal force will flip it back, and it'll start going, working, back into position again. Now, this blade over here is bent beyond belief, okay? These things are heavy, heavy-duty steel. They're hardened steel. And look at this baby. This thing is bent beyond belief. Unbelievable, right? So this thing here has been going through nightmares, right, for itself, the device. So we're getting new blades put on this thing. I'm going to try to get them to pull out some of these dents in here and everything else. And, of course, fix that wheel, right? So got to try to get them to fix that wheel so it'll cast her around and work again, right? So the back wheel, it spins, it turns, right? But I can only use it backwards. Everything else on the mower is working great. The mower is doing just a great job, doing a bang-up job. I'm banging it up, and it's doing a job anyway. Not complaining about it. And the tractor itself has been doing unbelievable work as well. And we're sending it in for service to basically inspect everything. We have all these lubrication points. Like here's a lubrication point here. They're telling me there's like every 10 hours lubricate. And there's a whole bunch of lubrication points on everything. And the books, the online brochure and stuff like that, or user manual and everything, will tell you where everything is that you have to do. And this is actually the front end loader stuff, right? So there's stuff on the front end loader, which is separate from the tractor, right? And then there is stuff that's on the mower. Okay, that needs to get lubricated here and there and too, stuff like that. So different books, there's 2 different books. Plus the tractor itself also needs to get lubricated here and there all over the place. And so, and every so often, everything else. I got some heavy duty grease and all that to do all this stuff with, but we're sending it in for work anyway. I'm going to have them inspect everything, like they're going to turn it over to somebody, a brand new customer bought a brand new tractor like we did. They go through an inspection program to make sure everything's in the right place, everything's in working order, everything's in tip-top condition. So we're going to be working on that, having them do it. They're picking it up in the morning, taking it to the shop, and then my wife, Misdemeanor, and I are going to go over there and chat with them, inspect their facility and everything else because it changed hands. Somebody else bought the facility. and we're going to go inspect it, get a little tour, and make sure that everything is hunky-dory and A-OK with our tractor here, and have them inspect everything, give us the hey, up and up, and then repair everything I did to that mower, because I have beat that thing half to death by going into, again, you look past the light pole here, you can see into that field back there, all right? You can see into that field. That field goes all the way back to the back corner behind that wooded area. That field was 12 to 14 foot high thickets. And this mower, okay, this mower did more than half of that work, okay? Probably about 3/4 of that work. And the rest of it I did with that hand, that push behind thing I made a video about. That thing stopped working, so Misdemeanor and I went and got the tractor. But, I mean, that's a if you look back there, you can see it's nice, pretty, it's a pretty green. It's grass, like kind of like this. Not as good a grass as this right here, but it's coming in grass. I keep it nice and tight and low. So that the weeds and the thickets can't grow back. I really keep it, you know, down to 2 inches. All right. So if you know Connor Ward, right? He has a perfectly flat lawn on YouTube. Check out Connor Ward. But, you know, I'm trying to make this thing look close, but it's never going to look like his lawn. But we're trying to make it a whole lot, look at a whole lot nicer. Okay. And back over here, you see, you know, these are trees. That's a treed area back over there. We call it Shady Field. And this right here is a horse field, if you remember me talking about the names of the fields that we have. And that's the wooded area back there. So the wooded area, I'm going through and I'm cleaning out the underbrush, little tiny saplings that are in the way and stuff like that. Dead trees, dead, you know, plants and stuff like that. Pulling those out. There's a tree, a big tree that fell down back in there somewhere. I see it. I can't get to it, but I see it. So I have to go back in there with my chainsaw, chop that thing up and get rid of it. And also, I'll be going back in there with the tractor and doing all the work back in there this winter during a slow growing season and get that all cleaned up and everything, so it's more like the shady area. And I can't wait to show you all that when I get that done and cleaned up and everything else, because then we will have access to 100% of our property, and that's like 1.3 acres of property we can't get to right now. But I've been punching through there, and so now we can see it, right? And it's looking a whole lot better. So we're going to make it look better and better and better. And that's why I mentioned something, because it got in the shot here, is this metal stuff. This is a fence. That's barbed wire. And, yeah, 2 types of fences and barbed wire over here. I removed the front fence completely from the property by the county road out there. And I'm going to talk more about the fencing and stuff like that, why we're removing it, and what's going on with all that. But I'm going to do that in a standalone video. Also, back here behind me, that white thing, that's the sandbag walls. Okay, and you see the cinder block wall behind that and the other stuff, and there's a target right there. That's our shooting range right there, private shooting range on our private property. I talk about that. I got a couple more videos coming out on that, and I got to explain a whole lot of stuff, you know, who, what, where, when, how, why, the fact that it's legal, moral, and ethical, and all that kind of stuff, and other interesting news that just happened in the last couple of weeks on that. All right, so stay tuned for all that stuff. Stay tuned to the channel. I'm going to wrap it up with this one here. The big deal is the tractor with the mower and the front end loader. All this package right here is getting loaded up tomorrow, going back to the shop to get some tender loving care there, some little TLC, so we can come back here and put it right back into Hell's Kitchen back here or whatever, or Hell's Nightmare or whatever, back here, and get this thing working in the wooded area with me, the chainsaw, hand saws, the tractor, the Toro, every piece of equipment's going back there to work, the Polar cart, okay, all that stuff's going back in there to help clean that stuff up, all right? And you can see back there, you'll see, I can see it, but man, I don't know if you can or not, but there's some garbage on the ground back there. Let me see here. I don't know if I can see it. It's like straight back behind me a little bit. Let me see, here's that. It's right back there. There's some garbage on the ground, some plant life and stuff like that. That's some of the stuff I pulled out of there, dead limbs and stuff like that, that we've been burning up on the fire pit, which is, oddly enough, right behind the sandbag walls. All right, so that's going to wrap it up for this video. Don't forget to give me that thumbs up, like this video. Make a comment below. Let me know you came by to say hi. And if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to the channel. I greatly appreciate the growth on the network. And until I catch you in the next video, take care and be well.